Everybody, happy Thursday to everybody. Hopefully, everybody's doing very well. Hopefully, we can get everything going very well for this live Instagram live that you guys have been waiting for right here. We're just waiting for a special guest to come on and we'll get everything situated. I know it may seem like it's a low volume, but I'm going to make sure everything is on point for us all. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Hey, hey, Betsy, I see you on here. Hi, special guest, I see you on here. Hello there, darling.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, my love?
Doing good, love. Okay, everybody, let me introduce the special guest who you guys see right here, who's one of my longtime friends, and he's actually done some great accomplishments that I won't talk about right now, but I'll let him talk about it. But my friend, who you guys see right down here, is the wonderful Dwight Allen O'Neal. So thank you for coming on the KTookes spot, and we appreciate you dearly, dear.
Thanks for having me on. Is
Of
this my first
course.
time ever doing your show?
It's the first time you've ever been on my show because I was on your show at one point.
Yeah, but
On
did you have a podcast at one point I did or something way back in the day, or
No,
no?
no, that was your podcast.
Okay, so yeah, I know we've chatted. So yeah, that was
Yeah,
on
we know
me.
we've chatted. We've been, mind you guys, we've been friends for a long time. So if y'all hear us trying to lollygag and talk about when was the first time we've been on each other's show and everything, this is the first time on this show. But I've been on his show before when he was on Big O Live.
Yes, when I was on Bigo Live doing Bigo things.
Exactly. But you on the K2 spot, so we doing big things here too. But welcome, Dwight. We love you dearly. For those
Oh,
of you
love you
that
too,
don't know
boo.
for those who don't know who you are, why don't you introduce yourself to the whole audience?
All right, so I am Dwight Allen O'Neal, Little Rock raised on a farm is where I spent most of my days. I'm kidding. No, I'm Dwight O'Neal, originally from Arkansas. I was in New York for about 20 years. I guess my claim to I won't say fame, but like my notoriety within the Black queer community was I actually launched the first Black gay web series by the name of Christopher Street
Christopher
TV
Street, yes.
many, many, many,
We love
many,
that
many
because
moons ago.
that's how we became friends, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, so Christmas Street a while ago, and from there I did some other things on YouTube. I had a series called Dating Dwight.
Which I never
I
seen, but I know about it.
Yeah, Dating Dwight. I've also was one of the media personalities for the Future Forward. So we are the media with with the legendary, God rest his soul, Nathan Seven Scott, who was my Black
Hmm.
gay father, Richard Pelzer, Cornelius Jones, and yeah, later on I ended up, I've written a few books. I was fortunate enough to be one of the faces of Bigo Live for quite some time, so I got on
Hmm.
Bigo around the time of the pandemic. And yeah, and since then I've dipped my toe even deeper into film and TV and developing. And I also work in the beauty world, which is a whole nother world that I do too. So I do a lot of things.
Well, you basically said everything I was basically about to bring up right there,
Well,
but
the interview's over. Bye. No, I'm kidding.
no, it's not over with. No, 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 don't you start that. No, but anyway, with you and everything, tell everybody how you got your start from like the beginnings.
Yeah, so the very, very beginning, I would say, um, well, I can do it two ways. So I modeled in high school. I don't know if we're gonna go that far back, but I
Hmm.
think we'll start with like me entering like creating queer content. I was still in college, and I remember going to Pride in the City, which was Black Gay Pride in New York. And while there, they were doing a screening of Noah's Ark. So this one,
Hmm.
Noah's Ark, before it was on Logo, this was actually when they had did. Oh, hey Trav. Well, this was when
Hey,
they
Chef, how
actually
you
did
doing?
like the pilot. Okay, so this was like before Logo, brand new. And I'll never forget. I was in the park with a frenemy. I'll say that, a frenemy.
Oh,
There was someone that sweet guy, but we both were from Arkansas and we dated literally the same person at the same time.
oh,
And so after that, we end up becoming frenemies. And so I remember us being in the park together and we saw Jensen Atwood like across the
okay,
park. And both
okay.
of us looked at each other like, who is that man? And like jetted toward him. It was like we were in competition to see who could talk to him. And so when we got
Oh,
up to him, we found out, oh, he was an actor on this new show coming out. So I met Jensen. Jensen then introduced us to Rodney.
okay.
Jensen immediately within the first 30 seconds was like, I'm straight, just letting y'all know. And I'm like, oh, okay, off
Mm-hmm.
limits. But we ended up talking with them, and I'll never forget, they invited us to the screening that night. And we were like broke college kids, like didn't have
Mm-hmm.
no money. And we were like, well, we're going to the club tonight. Like we only have money to go to the club. We don't have money to go to the screening and the club. And
Okay.
Rodney said, if you guys come to the screening of Noah's Ark, I will make sure you get in the club for free.
Interesting.
And I will never forget that. And I ended up going to the screening. The
Okay.
friend of me did not.
Oh,
He didn't. But I went to the screening and I watched the show and I was immediately blown away with it. And
because I
Rodney
love
and
the show.
Jensen
I love
kept
the
their
show when it
word. That
first came
night they
out.
got me in the club. So
Because my
yeah.
mom and I, we watched the show when it first came out. And we were like, "Oh, this is really good."
I know.
Yeah,
And in such a full circle
my
moment, not to
godmother loves
jump
the show too.
ahead,
Yeah,
but
my godmother
later
loves the
I
show
got to
too.
work on it. So it's pretty cool.
Exactly. Now we gonna get back to Noah's Ark in a bit, but we gonna go more about you right now because it's about you right now in this interview. So when you got your start and everything, because I know you say you did Christopher Street and everything on YouTube.
I did. So Noah's Ark inspired me to do that. So the only
Okay.
feedback I had about Noah's Ark that I didn't like was I felt there wasn't a character that I could particularly relate to. I
Mm-hmm.
said, everyone was so much older than me. Like, it's just, that's not my story. I'm not there yet. Like, literally, I'm a broke college kid who moved to New York from Arkansas. I didn't have money to even go to the screening and the club that night. I was supposed to do a
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice. And
Mm-hmm.
me going to that screening versus going to the club, well,
Mm-hmm.
I still went to the club. I got it for free. It really
Mm-hmm.
changed my life. And I will never forget Patrick and Rodney both were like, create your own. Like, this story is not meant to tell every black gay man's story,
Mm-hmm.
You have the tools to create your own. And so I will never forget, I left there and I went to my friend's house and I said, you guys have this great idea. I want us to create this show. And that show ended up, at first it was called Out in the City. And then
Mm-hmm.
once I ended up working on it alone, I
Mm-hmm.
decided to change the name to Christopher Street TV. So yeah.
Okay. Because I was never really, because I know we've been friends for such a long time. And I know we
Yes,
never
I've
really,
known you
because
since
the thing
my
about it, you guys,
20s.
he and I have been friends for a long time. We've never really talked about a lot of this. So this is just like a, how can I say it? Like a shocking, not shocking, but like a, how can I say it? Not like a, like a, how would I say it? Like a aha moment.
Aha moment.
So basically, this is news to us, he and I, because we haven't really talked about it. Like Dwight and I haven't really talked about this in a while. So that's why when you guys see in this interview right here, this is really raw, and this is just us being honest with each other. Even though we've been friends for a long time, we don't really. A lot of times, Dwight and I don't really talk about everything like that. We'll be talking about like, okay, what you doing right now, or what you up to right and everything. But just us going way back for you guys for this interview, we really going really way back because that's how back we really go. Because a lot of stuff that like when YouTube and everything was like becoming where everybody was putting out their own shows, podcasts, and everything, we were kind of like the first ones to put it out there.
Yeah, back when influencer didn't even have like a
Yeah, it wasn't,
name. And,
but
and it's
really
so
wasn't
funny
influence.
because
Yeah,
if
but
you
remember it
told me
wasn't
then
influencers.
that
We considered
YouTube
it.
and social
Yeah,
media would be
yeah,
what it is
exactly.
today, I wouldn't have believed you. I never would have thought that social media would be what has become
It
now.
is right
And
now,
it's really
exactly.
cool.
Because remember, it was more like it was Twitter. It was like MySpace and Twitter. But then when it started becoming more Twitter and YouTube and everything, that's when everything started blowing up a lot. And that's when Dwight and I became really good friends around that time. Because you had other YouTubers who, I'm sure some of them still doing that thing, like like the Scorpion Show. and you have other people who are doing big stuff, but at the same time, we don't really have a lot of them out there right now. We're not dissing the ones I just brought up, but a lot of YouTubers right now, a lot of them are not really doing what they were supposed to be doing. Well, not saying they're doing what they're supposed to do, but
Well,
they
I
didn't
think it's
keep up with it.
evolved. I think it's evolved, to be honest. I think navigating social media now is not necessarily what it was like navigating it then. We
Exactly.
were figuring it out. Like, we didn't know what
Hmm.
was going to stick. And I also feel that a lot of original old school influencers who weren't even named influencers at that time
Hmm.
really were pioneers, and they were just figuring it out. Like, I know Nathan used to just throw out so many different ideas
Hmm.
and literally just wanted to see what was going to stick, you know? And then like I
Exactly.
look at like Dane Joseph, who was like one of my best friends who launched Drama Queens. And, you know,
Yes.
what he did with Drama Queens is remarkable. And it's just so interesting to see influencers now. And I remember running into a few months ago, I was at a bar and this guy was like looking at me, and I'm like, is he checking me out? Like, you know, who is this person? And he came up and he was like, oh my God, are you Dwight Allen O'Neal? And I was like, yeah. He said, oh my God, I grew up watching Christopher Street. When I was like 9, I was sneaking watching on YouTube. My face dropped. I was like, 9?
Oh, you see my
I
face
was
now, but
like,
you
oh
sound
my
like,
God. And now you in the bar?
oh
And I
man.
felt so old in that moment, but
Uh-huh.
also he gave me my flowers and really shared how
Hmm.
it really inspired him, and it was helpful to see people like myself and like drama queens and like the Scorpion and like your boy Nunu, and it was such a huge moment for him to see black queer men living out loud and in their truth, and it empowered him to know that he too could one day live in his truth. And that's the interesting part. When you're doing this, you don't realize that you're doing a certain level of even activism for young people to look at and to aspire. And
Hmm.
when I sought out to do what I was doing, I honestly just sought out to tell the story of young black queer people in college in New York struggling, because that was my
Hmm.
story, and I felt like it wasn't seen. I felt like it wasn't out there. And little did I know that what I was doing was inspiring so many other people. So that's really dope.
You have influenced a lot of people. I don't really realize that you really have acknowledged it because think about it, you've done a lot of stuff. You've really changed the game for a lot of people. I know you may feel like you haven't, but you've done a lot of stuff.
I don't, but thank you for that.
No, you have
Like,
because
oh,
think about it.
really?
Because a lot of people don't know you're an award-winning person. No, you know you had an award-winning documentary called "Being in Porn," and you have
Yes,
friends
I
that's
didn't
in the
even talk.
adult
Oh, yeah, I had a
in the
documentary
adult
as well.
entertainment
Yeah.
industry. We ain't gonna bring it up too much, but we bring up whatever you feel comfortable bringing up. But why don't you talk about that right
On
there?
the documentary?
Yeah, the documentary.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. So, during the Black Lives Matter movement, shouts out to Noir Mill. They reached out to the talent they were working with, and
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to know if they felt supported,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted to know how they could make their company better. One of those individuals was D'Angelo Jackson, who is a very good friend of mine. And from that dialogue, D'Angelo was like, I would love to create a
Mm-hmm.
documentary to really highlight what we're dealing with. And when he first mentioned it to me, I thought, child, I don't know if I'm the person to do that. You know, that's not really
Mm-hmm.
my brand.
Mm-hmm. Because even
But
this shocked me because I remember when I saw it, I was like, "Is this
yeah, I was
part
like,
really
it's not
about
really my
real?"
brand. I'm like, what do you want me to do with it? He was like, you're the only person that I would trust to be able to bring this story to life in a
Mm-hmm.
positive way. And once we
And
really sat
D'Angelo
down
Jackson, we
and
love you.
talked, which it
D'Angelo
was during
Jackson,
the
if you watch,
pandemic, so this was
and
all like
yeah,
via
D'Angelo, shout out
FaceTime.
everybody that's in the documentary besides D'Angelo.
Huh?
I said shout out everybody that's in the documentary
Yes,
besides
shouts out to
D'Angelo.
Rock Rockefeller. Oh my God, Max Connor, Dylan Diaz, so many others. Breon Diamond, but I would never forget. We sat and we had a full conversation FaceTime,
Mm-hmm.
and as he talked to me about some of the things they were dealing with as adult stars, it literally sounded like some of the struggles I deal with working in the beauty space. What my friend that works in finance deals with. And
Okay.
what I learned from this was no matter what industry you're in, as a person of color, we
Of
all go
course.
through the
Yes.
same shit,
Yes, we do.
regardless. And excuse my language, but
No,
that
no,
was the
no,
basis
no.
of
You
what we
come.
were trying to
You're in a comfortable.
create.
First of all, you're in a comfortable spot. You can say wherever you want to say right now.
Thank you, but my mama here too. But shout out to my mama.
we don't
She
want.
in
We
the
don't want.
kitchen.
We
That's
don't
what y'all
just
hear in
say
the
mom. We don't
background.
want to say Mama O'Neal on that right there.
But no, it was like, and so we really sought out to tell a story. And once I got involved, I said, I don't want this just be traditional, just typical documentary. Like, I want
Got you.
people that are going to be real and honest
Mhm.
and talk about the pay rate. When I learned that oftentimes, if you're a person of color, you might not make the same as somebody else unless
Mhm.
you're a top. I found out
Mhm.
that bottoms make less money. I found out that um, you know, the way they're treated is differently.
Mhm.
Also, the type of genres and the type of scenes that are created.
Mhm.
Oftentimes, if you're a person of color, you can never play like the businessman in a porn. You would be the person coming to fix the sink, or you'd be, the person um, that's working for the white man. And it was
Mhm.
just very interesting how it was so many different stereotypes, and then also learning individuals that, and I don't want to say they sold out because they didn't. They did what they have to do, but people that would do things and roles and that they wouldn't necessarily do in their
Mhm.
normal life for a check. And it was really admirable that Normal was trying to attempt to do things better,
Mhm.
but it got mixed feedback. For instance,
Got you.
one person, well, I'll say it, Dylan, got a lot of backlash for a scene he did
Mhm.
where the bottom was wearing a MAGA hat.
Mhm.
And he looked at it as F America, like F Trump. But in
Got you.
actuality, the way that his fans read it was that he was
Mhm.
actually, a part of MAGA. And the
Mhm.
message was lost in what he was trying to present. So it was
Okay.
just interesting hearing various stories. And yeah, and it won many, many awards. You
Yeah.
can get it now on Amazon Prime.
Now, see, that's what I was going to ask you. Like the awards that it won, how did you feel when it won so many? The documentary that you did, it won so many awards. What was your real like reaction the moment when you found out it won all these awards? How did you really feel?
Oh, it was incredible. Like,
No, like for
because
real. Like
first
how
off,
like were you like, oh
we
my gosh, this is really
well, we
happening?
put a
Like,
lot of work into it. We shot that during the pandemic.
mm-hmm,
Some of the interviews I interviewed one individual, and oh, and I'll never forget a lot of the stuff that he said in his interview. I
mm-hmm,
didn't even put it in the documentary. And
mm-hmm.
when I left that interview, I will never forget. I cried my entire way to the airport. My heart was just
Oh my
broken,
gosh.
and I was just happy that honestly it got legs and
Mm-hmm.
that their stories were able to be told, because oftentimes many of them, they just were done really wrong. When you hear what people were paid based
Yeah.
on what they
Okay.
did,
Because
it's
it's
not
funny
fair.
that when I know that you did a lot of stuff like that, it made me wonder, like, I wonder what he really thinks. So it's like now you clearing it up for me personally. I
It
understand it
wasn't
now.
about winning awards. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
When
not really
D'Angelo
with the words, but
first,
just like the understanding how you felt.
no, it was
We
it was emotional, but
yeah,
like,
it's
not gonna.
emotional.
So in the beginning, not gonna lie, D'Angelo, when he presented the idea to me, once he got me on board, I was like, oh, this could actually like create a lot of buzz, and this could
Buzz, yeah.
actually, really, shake the industry up
Hmm.
and get some recognition.
Hmm.
But once I started working on it and started doing
Hmm.
the interviews, it didn't become
Yeah, you
about
did
that
do you did
anymore.
do some great interviews. 'Cause I remember when
it,
you
it,
did a
it
lot of the work
became
with
it
like Rock
became more
Rockefeller and
so wanting to
everything.
make
You
sure their
really
stories were heard. That's
yeah,
what it was about.
because even when you did the stuff on YouTube and you did it with Rockefeller, you guys talked about different topics. I don't think a lot of people really gave you your props, and I'm going to give you your props right now because you guys talked about a lot of stuff that was really good, and I think it probably shocked the hell out of everybody. But I'm glad that you guys did it because at the same time, it was needed. Because if you
Thank
notice
you.
a lot of stuff that's been going on lately, people are trying to really recreate stuff that you have done. Like, well, you've done, like, on your platform, asked a lot of questions, but I feel like a lot of people on their different platforms who are trying to come out right now with their podcasts.
Well, let's give those that paved the way their props. I must
Hmm.
admit, B. Scott
Of course, B. Scott. But we're not talking
paved
about,
the way.
but what I mean by that, I'm not talking about like news outlets. I'm talking about people in general trying to copycat what you do, but at the same time, you really open the doors for a lot of people. I'm not talking about like B Scott or nothing like that, but talking about other bloggers. Not,
No, I
I'm
get
saying,
it, but I'm saying like, remember when B Scott used to do interviews?
yeah, because see, B
Like B
Scott
Scott,
does. B
remember the
Scott,
pom
yeah,
pom dance, the
yeah,
like
yeah.
way back. Like B Scott was the first person I saw that utilized YouTube for like an interview space, and I thought
Hmm.
it was incredible. And when Nathan approached me about even doing like interview stuff, because we did Vantage Point, he at the end show, it was like he was like, I want to do what B Scott's doing, but I want to do it
And
with
in a
other
different way.
people, and I
Yeah.
want to make like a view format.
Okay.
But like the inspiration,
Hmm.
it came from B Scott 1000% in the beginning.
Gotcha. But
I'll
say,
take credit for scripted YouTube.
no,
I was the
scripted.
first
You
to do
no,
that.
now
But
scripted. You
interview
did that first for
platform,
any of
that
them.
that wasn't me.
No, but at the same time, what do you say to yourself now when you see people that kind of really kind of emulated and copied what you've done in the beginning? What do you say now about the ones who are kind of really were influenced by what you did, but they don't really give you the credit? What do you really say to yourself
I don't
about
know
it?
if they even realized that I was the person that influenced a lot of people, to be honest.
You
Like,
did. You were the one. Because
cause
I'm gonna
you'll
tell you
talk to
straight up.
Dane, and Dane is like, oh, Dwight influenced me to
But I'm gonna tell
do
you
what
straight
I
up.
did.
Yeah, I'm
The
gonna tell you
next
straight up.
person is influenced
Yes,
by Dane, but not realizing that what they did, so like, at the end of it wasn't about that. It's really about like, when you're
being
in your
yourself.
own lane and you're focusing on what
Yeah.
you're doing, you're not
But
looking to your left or your right.
let me tell you straight up. For me doing the K2 spot, and you know we've been friends for a long time. A lot of stuff I looked at the format of how you did some stuff, but I did it my own different way in a different perspective.
And that's what it's about.
And that's what you're supposed to do, like you said. But a lot of times you open the doors for how I did stuff. And I had to make sure from from I say vlogger, a big blogger to another, that you really help open the doors for me to do different stuff because I do stuff differently. It don't have to really be with sexuality, but it's just dealing with, you putting stuff out there, but you want to make sure it's entertaining, but still be informative to people. And I have to give you your flowers on that because you helped me out a lot. And I don't think you really realize you've done that for me.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And giving your flowers as well. You've been doing this for such a long time and
Yes.
you've been consistent. You've had some incredible people on your show. So to even have the opportunity to sit here with you, it's an honor. So I appreciate
But
it.
it's the same for me being when I was on your platform, even when you did on Bingo, and you asked me to come on your show, and I was like, oh my gosh, Dwight Allen O'Neal wants me to come on his show. I'm like, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I know I never really told you this, but I was like freaking the hell out because I'm like, oh my gosh,
Really?
I was really freaking out because I'm saying to myself just before we did it on your platform around that time years ago. I'm like, because first I'm thinking like how Brandy was when she met with Houston for the first time. I'm like, is he really gonna like me? I hope he likes me. I'm saying to myself, I hope he likes me. I hope we get along well, and then we got along very well, for the record, for y'all to know. But I really felt like honored because I'm on your platform and I know the big things you've done. That's how I felt when I first came on your Bigo live. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm really on Dwight Allen O'Neal's thing because I'm thinking about Christopher Street and everything you've done before. But now that we got into all that right there, let's get into currently like when you start doing your books.
Whew.
What brought the
Okay.
books up? Like when you wrote two books.
Yes, I've written
Is
two
it was it
books
shoulda
and
woulda
I'm
coulda? Is
writing
it called shoulda woulda coulda?
Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda, and then Collar Confessions. And I'm
What?
currently working on two more books right now.
Okay.
So one of them is almost
What brought up the
finished.
two that's out there right now? What brought up
Yes.
those books? What brought up those ideas?
Well, Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda was honestly, I was bored during the pandemic. So for me during the pandemic, and I'm not saying I enjoyed, what happened. Like so many people lost their lives and being having to stay in the house. It's just a lot happened. Like there are people that have mental health issues that are single, didn't have anyone there with them. But for me, I was able to really take a step to pause and really go into my creative bag and
Hmm.
kind of hit a reset. Um, in 2012, in 2012, 2012, in 2012, I
That's the
moved to
year we became
Miami.
friends, y'all. For the record,
I moved
that's
to
the year we became
Miami,
friends.
and I had a major health scare that I did not
Hmm.
talk about to a lot of people. And then
Yes.
also, I was a part of the Elmo scandal. There you
Okay.
have it. I was John Doe number 3. So my name wasn't attached to it, but a lot of mental
Okay.
stuff went on with that.
Gotcha.
And I took a step back. Like I took a pause and decided that, you know what? I don't want to be a part of the community right now and creating stuff. For one, the community ripped all of those young men apart, myself included, saying we were all lying, which we were not. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I know for a fact 3 of them were not lying, myself included, as to what our experience was with that
Mm-hmm.
person. And just to see how, like, some of the people that I admired so much in the industry attacked us, it made me not want to create.
Gotcha.
So I stopped. I stopped everything that had to do with like creating content for our community. Was done with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really went deep into like the beauty space, and you know that's when my
You
career
did
began to
do
take
that,
off
yes.
within the beauty space. But during the pandemic, I was like, I miss being a creative. I miss being an artist. I miss it. And the one way that I felt I could get it all out was to
Mm-hmm.
actually write shoulda, coulda, woulda. So I originally had
Gotcha.
started writing a book years ago, and I took the excerpts from that out, and then I started, you know, I just built shoulda, coulda, woulda, which was basically each chapter was a story that I hoped inspired and empowered somebody. So it's a book that you can read in a day. I want to make it
Mm-hmm.
really short and easy, just to give people something to do during the pandemic. I said this book has come out during the pandemic, and for a day that you need to like just take your mind off what's happening, you can read my book. There you have it.
Exactly.
And so 2 of the chapters in the book actually talk about that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And the other chapters range from me celebrating people in my life that have unfortunately passed on. I talk about how I got courage and realized I wasn't shy, and that shy was something that we create in our mind,
Mm-hmm.
and being shy is more of a defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about when I learned to cook. Like, it's so many things I talked about. So that was shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Really? Cooking
Yes.
wise? What did you learn how to cook when during the pandemic and everything? What was the first thing you learned
Well,
how to cook?
no, no. In the book, I talk about when I learned to cook.
Oh,
So one
oh,
of
okay,
my
okay. But
friends
what's
that
the first
passed
thing you learned
away,
how to cook? Like,
she
when you
taught me how to
really learned how
cook.
to cook as Dwight Allen O'Neal, so the persona, but like as the person, what did you really learn how to cook? And you were surprised saying,
Oh, I
"Damn,
cook
I
anything
could."
now, but the first dish that I learned was like homemade baked macaroni and cheese. So my
Okay,
friend, she
no
has an
problem with that.
incredible recipe that she's only left with me and her daughters.
Okay.
And she has gone to glory now. And she
Mm-hmm.
said, if you give my recipe away, I'm gonna haunt you on her deathbed.
All right,
So yeah, she taught me how to cook because I didn't know how to cook. I could only do eggs and baked spaghetti. So
at least you know how to do something.
well, people got tired of eating eggs and baked spaghetti.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm trying to say because you know we know each other for a long time. But what's something that really surprised? Okay, now what is something that I would be well, not me, but like the audience and myself, we would be surprised to know about Dwight Allen O'Neal that we don't really know about that you keep secret, but you know we would be surprised to really know about you as a person.
Ooh, something that is a secret that you'd be surprised. Oh God, wait, what's the? Oh, that's tough. Because I feel like I'm such an open book. Like I really try to live my life very open. I guess you know what, and it's not that I'm shy. I don't like to approach like a potential suitor. Like I'm not shy,
Mm-hmm.
but I still have a fear of rejection. I'll say that. So
Gotcha.
I still suffer with fear of rejection.
Okay, what about intimidation? Do you feel like people are intimidated by you when they first meet you, or have you ever even heard that?
Yeah,
Right, I mean,
that's
your
probably why
vocabulary.
oftentimes I don't share with potential partners or whatnot, like the things that I do, if that makes sense. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
share like my career and like my
Mm-hmm.
past. So like I'm in a relationship, and it's funny, like at times he'll learn new things about me,
Mm-hmm.
and he will be like, I didn't know that about you. Like I didn't know you were on a reality show. I didn't know that you did this or did that. So and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't tell you that. My bad.
Because you have been on
Because
a
I
couple
do
of
know
stuff.
people get intimidated. So yeah.
'Cause I know you've been on the NY, Circle NYC. How was your
Yes.
experience on that?
The
No, from
circle
what you can, from
NYC.
what you can
So
talk
first
about.
off, Shouts out to Nunu, aka Lester. Lester, you are amazing. And when I say this, this is no shame to you. I love you as a person, but I hated being on the circle.
Oh,
I
because
mean,
it looked like everything was good, but I know they were kind of hating on you. I was watching
oh
it.
my God, I got dragged for being real. Like,
Because remember you and Melly B, we taled about it privately.
yes, yes. The circle.
Melly B, if you watch this, we love you.
The best thing about the circle was honestly it was able to reintroduce me to the Black queer community, to a whole generation that was not aware of who I was.
Mm-hmm.
Because the beginning, everybody don't know, like you said, like people weren't around MySpace days. And then the
Exactly.
other bright thing was I was able to make really good friends. Like, I knew of Melly, but also I didn't know Melly, and this was not on the show.
Mm-hmm. Hi,
Melly,
Miss Pauline. How are you? In the
the
comments.
minute we stopped filming, like, kid you not, last scene we shot,
Mm-hmm.
Melly told me, we met before and you were rude to me. And I was like, what? He was like, we
What?
met at the Out Music Awards. And I
I
was like,
never
we met
knew
at the
that
Out
because
Music
it
Awards.
looked
I
like
said,
y'all got along very well. Would have
well,
never known.
listen to the story. Listen. And I was like, I met you at the Out Music Awards. He was like, yeah, and you were rude. And I was like, wait. I said, at the Out Music Awards, we had the Christmas recast had the worst experience ever with our stylist and with getting inside the awards. And I have RBF, like I have resting bitch face. And I said, I'm pretty
Oh
sure
wow.
when you met me, I was probably dealing with that situation. It had nothing to do with you. And Melly was like, he was doing interviews on the carpet, and it felt like I was being shady. I was like, oh my God, at the carpet? I said, yeah, that's when all that was happening. And he gave me a hug, and I hugged him back, and I'm like, wait a minute. I said, you was feeling this way about me the entire time we filmed the show. And Melly said, I did. He said, but I wasn't going to hold you accountable for something that happened that long ago. I wanted to really get to know you and see if that's how you were. And I said, I have so much respect for you for that, Melly. I said, because you could have been so shady and mean to me
Mm-hmm.
based on that interaction and not even knowing that it had nothing to do with you. And we were already cool, but like that made us like super close.
Cool,
Nelly,
cool.
that's my sister. Like, that is my sister.
Okay.
Melly is someone
Okay.
that, and Melly is a wild card.
Yeah,
And,
he is, but
but
he's a
I
tourist
respect
like
Melly. At the
I
end of
am.
the day,
But
Melly has a great heart.
he's a
And
tourist like I am. But he's the type where
he is a full
he
tourist,
feeds
but
off for
has so
energy
much
like I do.
respect. Because you know how many people in this world will be mean to you based on something that happened and never have a
Mm-hmm.
conversation with you and not
Mm-hmm.
realize that had nothing to do with them, and they just don't like you. And you don't know
That's
why
true.
they don't like you, and that's why. So I'm so happy Nelly gave me the chance to show him that I'm a good person.
And
So yeah,
he's always been a great person. Now you got a
Melly's
question.
amazing.
Now you have a question from one of my best friends. Say Chrissy Kiss 395. He put, "What music do you
Beyonce.
like, and who are your?"
Beyonce, Giselle,
Never
no.
mind. We already answered it. So
But no,
Beyonce,
no, no,
huh?
no. I have other people I love too. So some other artists. Shouts out to Bryant. Another one, Bryant
I love
did it
Bryant.
before Lil Nas X. No shade. It
Yeah,
was
because
Bryant.
Bryant was before him.
It
I
was
would say
Bryant.
too.
Mark Angel is another one. Mark Angel,
Mark
such an
Angel,
incredible,
if you watching this,
talented
you know we're gonna get you on the
soul.
show next soon.
And also, Mark Angel
Hi,
officially got
Chanel.
accepted into the Academy today. So now he can actually vote for the Grammys. So shouts
I
out to
saw
Mark
that.
Angel. So proud of him. Liquid Styles, which she's transitioned more into like DJing now, but she's an
Okay.
MC at heart. I've always
Okay.
loved her music. Frank Ocean is another one. Oh,
Okay.
Brandy, Monica,
So you know Brandy
Ariana
Monica, those my
Grande,
girls right there, period.
Lil
Even
Glorilla.
even even though the boys on tour not gonna be here in Florida, they ain't got no tour dates in Florida. We gonna I'm gonna leave that
You
alone
better
because I
catch
got
a
my
flight.
feelings.
I'm going to Vegas.
Okay, okay, we're not gonna talk about it off camera. But anyway.
But yeah, good
But
question.
okay. That was a good question, Chris. I'm glad that's my best friend asked that question. I'm glad he asked that question. So with you doing a lot of stuff right there, because he a lot of stuff we gotta really talk about really quickly right there. But what is Dwight Allen O'Neal on how would he describe himself in 5 words? That's what I should have said.
How would I describe myself in 5 words?
Yes, sir.
I am that bitch, period.
Alrighty. I guess we'll leave that one alone right there, you guys. That one has already
Period.
been answered. Well, I guess
Period.
we have nothing else left to say. Now, for the record, y'all, this is the first I'm actually hearing him saying this out loud because we've been off camera a couple times and I asked him stuff before. This is even before I said I want to do an interview with him. This is the first I'm actually hearing this free spirited side of my boy right here. I'm like, wow, where did this come from? Who? This is not my boy right here coming out right here.
I'm
Even though he is my boy
cracking.
for the record. He is my boy for the record because we've known each other for over 12 years. So it's just like, wow, where did this come from? Now, I know you've seen the evolution of myself because you remember when I was just the shy person and was just kind of quiet about stuff. And I know I used to be like, I'm a fan, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to do social media and everything because he knows the truth about stuff. Dwight knows this. But when you saw the evolution of myself coming out and you saw my show, what shocked you the most?
Ooh, you know what? I find that you're fearless. You have gotten so many incredible talents on your show that most influencers could only dream about. And you have made it happen, and that is admirable. That shows that you have a certain level of professionalism, and it shows that you go after what you want. And I love that so much.
You basically said exactly what it is. Now you know I'm
You
actually
are that bitch, period.
now I'm actually straight up. Who was your favorite interviews you see me do?
Ooh,
Because
oh
I
my
never asked somebody
God.
else. I asked some people this spot. I was just like to know from people I interview. What are some of y'all favorite interviews I've done?
Oh my God. So I love that you had, oh my God, from SWV.
Taj.
Yes,
Yeah.
Taj.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because that's how we booked this interview right here. He saw that one.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. That ain't how you booked it.
We making it sound like that.
I would have done your
Dwight,
show
making it sound
regardless.
like that. Don't ruin the moment.
I thought I wasn't big enough for your show when I saw that one. I said,
Oh, don't you give me
oh.
that. You love me anyway, period. Don't even go there.
Yes, when you had Taj on there, that was very admirable and great job. So kudos to you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Favorite? That's
No,
my
not really
favorite.
favorites, but like who you was shot when you saw you like, oh wow, is this really for real?
No, because you had bigger people before then.
Because I've had Don Robinson from In Vogue.
Yeah,
I've
you've
had
had bigger people before then.
Shanice.
Yeah.
I even had Latangela Newsom who was on Taina.
When you had Shanice, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. No, you've had bigger. No, that's not the only. Yeah, you're doing your
Don't just
thing.
say like people in general, just let's just say in general, not really like that. But you know what I mean.
But no, that's amazing. Keep up the incredible work, seriously,
Hmm.
because you are inspiring someone else, and
Hmm.
you're showing that you're paving the way.
Hmm.
Like, and it's so many of us now that are out there paving the way, which is great. Because oftentimes within not even our community, within the industry, people feel like, oh, there's nothing out there that I can relate to. Like, I can't relate to
Hmm.
that. I'm not that type of person. Then create your own.
It,
Because
thank
when
you,
you create
thank
your
you,
own, you're actually able to impact and inspire
thank
somebody
you.
else that's coming.
Thank you. You said it because even when I had Brandon Carson on there, even when I had who else have I had? I've had K Star on there. You know Carl LaFonzelle. I've had people like even Tremel, even like what is this Sherrod Willis.
Hmm.
I've had people on my show, but it's just like I would give all my friends, and they're all my friends. And it's like I would have given my friends the opportunity they could tell their story. And even when there's some people I'm not gonna tell you straight up on here live, but there's some people who want to do some follow up stuff that I'm not gonna say it out loud. But some people know about it, but I'm not gonna say it out loud until it's the ink is dry.
Okay. Well, we will be staying tuned, looking out for it.
Yeah. And there's some other people who they're gonna get things straightened up. Hey, you'll say them so. But I think for you, for it being the summertime right now, what does Dwight Allen O'Neal have planned for the summer of this year?
Ooh, so right now I'm actually still really busy with Noah's Ark.
Hmm.
So the movie just came out on the 20th, which is
We
super
gonna we gonna get to
exciting.
that. Remember, don't tell too much right
Um,
there about that one. We're gonna
so
close
I'm
that
really
case.
busy with that.
Hmm.
Like Noah's Ark is taking a bulk of my time. My company we were hired to help with Shakira's launch for her new hair care brand, Isima. So I've been
Oh,
very busy with that.
oh, I didn't know
So
that.
working with
Okay.
Shakira. And then I am the face of a beauty campaign that's launching next month. So more information about that's coming very soon too. So, and then I also, I'm going to Texas in a couple weeks to do a back to school drive. One of my cousins does an
Hmm.
annual school supply drive. So
Hmm.
all of me and my cousins are going to help. So I'm really excited about doing that.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna travel in August, do a little travel. So yeah.
Okay. Now, like you say, how you got with Noah's Ark and everything, because he. Okay, for the record, you guys, he is part of Noah's Ark, the movie. Can we explain that a little bit more and
Yeah,
get
I'm
more
a
elaborate?
producer on the reboot of Noah's Ark.
Okay. Now, when you got the call to be a part of it, what was your reaction to it?
So it wasn't a call actually. So funny thing, divine intervention. I was in LA for the Bigo Awards. So
Hmm.
Bigo had hired me to host their award show,
Hmm.
and I was supposed to go on a boys trip with my best friend. So I was supposed to. This time I lived in Dallas, so I flew to New York. I'm sorry, I flew to Hollywood for the Bigo Awards, and from there I was supposed
Hmm.
to fly to the Dominican Republic
Hmm.
for this boys trip that I had already paid for. Okay. Y'all left my passport in Texas. So I wasn't able
Hmm.
to fly to wasn't able to fly to the DR. So I ended up saying, you know what? I'm in LA. I'm gonna stay in LA and just kick it. So I was
Hmm.
actually able to go to Jennifer Lewis's Star Dedication, which the
And
babe
I love me some Jennifer Lewis. That's my friend right there.
that's where I met Brandy for the second time in life. The first time I met
Okay,
Brandy
now
was in Miami.
you gonna need to hook me up right there because I'm trying to get her to come to
Now
my
that I
show.
meet Brandy, I helped Brandy put her shoe on because it came off. Okay, I put Cinderella's
Ooh.
shoe on like I was a prince, and I gave her some lotion to put on her foot.
Oh, so
Okay,
you're not gonna talk off camera
so
off this?
Me and Brandy like this. But I while I was there too, I was invited to a film festival cocktail event.
Okay.
So I'm at the event, and who do I see? The legendary Patrick Ian Polk. Okay,
How did no no okay no, okay hold on before you say that. How did that meet up? Because you and Patrick and Poe. What was that like?
well, Patrick was at the event, and we were talking. He said, "Can you keep a secret?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "So Noah's Ark is coming back," and I said, "Oh, you're lying." And he was like, "And I want to work with you on it." I said, "Work with me on it?
Ooh.
Like, work with me on it how?" And he was like, "Let's talk." And so I'm like, wait, are you for real? He was like, shoot me an email. I said, Patrick, I don't have your email. So I had Patrick's phone number because we had been seeing each other for years, like off and on, just from
Mm-hmm.
being in the industry. And he knew that I just respected him so much just for who he is. And
Mm-hmm.
so he gave me his email address. I emailed him immediately from my Uber, but I put like the send later alert on because I didn't want to send
Mm-hmm.
it then. So I had to
Mm-hmm.
like schedule send for like that Monday. And
Mm-hmm.
so I emailed him. Patrick didn't call me back until like 2 weeks later. And then he called me back about a month later to let me know I was officially a part of the project. So I'm thinking I'm going to be like a PA or
Uh-huh. That's what I thought at
an
first.
extra or something. And
Uh-huh.
I asked him like, well, Patrick, you didn't tell me what you want me to do. He was like, I want you to be a producer. And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, I want you to produce. We're going to be shooting in Atlanta. I'm going to fly you out, and we want you to work on the project. And so I started work remotely from Texas for like 3 weeks. And then I flew in to shoot the show. So the movie. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the story. And it was incredible. And like I said, I'm that bitch, period. He said I turned it out so much, which was the thing about Patrick, and I love this actually. Patrick does not give you like praise or compliments in the moment. You don't know if you're doing a good or bad job. You're just
Hmm.
thinking, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know.
He got to keep that frozen
He
look on his
keeps it.
face.
Yes, he keeps that going. And shouts out to Lionel Williams. I missed one
Yeah,
day
Lionel
working.
Williams, 3LWTV.
3LWTV.
He is one of the people that actually introduced us as being friends.
Was
Because
it through
he
Lionel?
no, because think about it, we all were friends around that time. But I think the thing about it is that I knew about you because of him, and he told me great things about you. So when I became friends with you, he told me
Oh wow, I never knew that. Well,
I never brought it up to you, but he said nice things about you to me.
well, Lionel is incredible. He's an amazing
He's
spirit.
amazing. Period.
And him and Patrick are close. But
Now Patrick and Pope, have you seen me on this interview? No, I love you.
hey Patrick, but no, I missed one day because my nephew was turning 2, so I flew to New York for
Oh,
his birthday party.
okay.
And the day that I wasn't on set, Lionel came by to say hi, and he called me. He's like, "Where are you at?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not in town. I fly back tonight. I'm actually in New York." Lionel was like, "Dwight, you're doing an incredible job. Patrick has been raving about you like nonstop." And I'm like,
Wow.
I said, "Really?" He was like, "Yes, you're doing an
No,
amazing
because you
job."
did everything right. Because for the record, you guys, when the whole Noah's Ark movie came out, was it? It was June 20th, right?
Yep, June 20th.
When it came out, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. This gentleman right here sent me a UPS thing
That
with
wasn't me.
everything
That
on.
was Paramount Pictures, my love.
Well, you know, Paramount
I
Pictures,
just gave you
we gonna give you
information.
credit. We gonna give you credit on that anyway. We're gonna give you credit on it anyway because you asked for
Don't
my
you do that.
information.
People gonna be like, he didn't send me nothing. No, it was
No,
not
okay,
me. It
okay.
was
So
Paramount.
Paramount
Okay.
sent me stuff, but at the same time, he asked for my info. This one right here asked for my info. Paramount Pictures sent me everything, like like the fragrance, the number one daddy, like well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, tank
It,
top. Yeah, so
the tank top
they
and
asked me who were
everything,
some influential people within the
and the lollipop
community
and everything,
that
and
should
just the
receive a
promo and
mailer, and
everything of
I gave your
Noah's Ark the
name.
movie. I would tell you straight up, y'all. I was completely shocked. But see, the way they put it as Dwight had did all this. They put as you doing it.
My name was not on the package.
No, but they made it seem like it was from you. Period. The way they did it and everything. But here's the thing: where I have to say that the day that the movie came out, Noah's Ark, the movie came out on June 20th. You guys, I saw it cable wise. You know, a lot of people they saw it on Paramount Plus. I saw it on cable because cable that night, I was watching The Shy, which
Yeah, it
is one
came
of
on
my
at
favorite
8 p.m.,
shows.
right?
It was like nine. I think it was like 9 o'clock that time when it
9
came
o'clock?
out.
Okay.
But see, The Shy came on first. It came on like 8 o'clock p.m. that time. Because the funny thing about it is that I had that Friday off because, well, not have it Friday off. I had to just work the lunch for my job. So when I got home, I got home. It was like 4 or 5 ish. But when it came on like 8 o'clock, The Shy, then Noah's Ark the movie came on at 9 o'clock. I watched it and I was so blown away. I said, OMG. Because I never told you this, Dwight, but I was flabbergasted at how great the movie was. I'm not going to give away no spoilers or nothing like to none of y'all because it's none of y'all business to know what I know. If you haven't watched it yet, you could better see Noah's Ark the movie. But do you see yourself maybe doing another part of the movie or have a second part of the movie?
Well, I don't. It's a possible. So what I was saying was that like because of my experience working with Patrick, after we wrapped, he took me out to lunch for brunch, and he offered me a job to work for him. So I actually work
Mm-hmm.
for Patrick and Poly Entertainment now. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
producer on his team, and that's when he gave my flowers. He was like, "You did an amazing job. You turned it out." I said, "You didn't tell me anything." He goes, "Child, you was working. Like, why I gotta tell you? You know you was doing a good job."
He
And
said that to you for real?
we've been working together ever
Oh
since
man.
then. So,
Oh
Noah's Ark was like a
man.
pilot. So the big
Oh
question
wow.
is it coming back? That's up to y'all.
Well, I don't know
We
about the
need y'all
series.
to
I'm talking
stream
about just
it,
as another movie
watch
because
it, share it with your friends and family. Like, we have to show Paramount that the audience is still there and that the
well,
audience has
I
grown.
think I
So
think
it's
Paramount
up to
kind of
y'all.
well, let's keep it real. Paramount kind of knew it because it was one of the top five movies on that app that was hugely
It's actually a
successful.
top 5 movie, the top 5 original movies they've
Hmm.
had in the past 3 years.
hmm But
Yeah.
it was very successful because you got to think about around the time when it came out, that was really hugely successful because, like you said, a lot of people didn't see that happening or coming. But I know a lot of people they wanted to be back as a reboot.
But
But
when people ask the question, that's the answer though. It's up to the fans. It is up
yeah,
to the fans
I
to
totally
bring back
agree.
the
I
story.
wasn't going to really ask you that question, but what do you think may happen? Like, do you think they're going to do another movie or like a sequel to Noah's Ark the movie, maybe two? Like, with the kids and everything? Because well, I ain't going to say the spoiler, but y'all know. If anyone's that seen, I ain't going to say too much, but
Well, in the preview, we know that Noah and Wade are expecting kids. Like we know
no,
that. So
we know that, but I'm talking about like the ending part. Do you think that you may see yourself working back on it? Because your boy D'Angelo made a appearance in the movie.
yes, Denzel made an appearance in the movie. I mean, as long as I'm working for Patrick, which I am, I'll be working on any projects that Patrick is working on. So if that's
Gotcha.
Noah's Ark or P Valley or whatever else, like I'm
Ooh,
a part of his
well,
team.
well,
So
well,
yeah.
well, well. You said something about P Valley. You know something about P Valley I need to talk about to my audience.
More P Valley will be coming back. That's all I can
Okay,
say.
okay. Do you know release date when P Valley be coming back out? Oh, you
If
can't
I
talk about
did
it
know
right
the
now.
release date, I couldn't tell y'all anyways, but no, I
Okay.
don't.
I try to find out for y'all because he my boy, so I'll try to see if I can get some
If I
information
did
for
know
y'all.
the release date, I could not share anyways. So, but I
Okay.
do not
So
know the
y'all
release
know P
date.
Valley's coming back out, y'all. So anybody that want to know about P Valley, it is coming back out. He can't tell me nothing 'cause he ain't trying to get in trouble.
I don't know anything.
I know you still don't want to get in trouble anyway. Because a lot of people know it's coming back out, but they want to know the release date. But anyway, besides all
I
that,
can tell you it's going to be on a date.
okay,
The
okay,
release date is a date.
okay, Dwight, don't try to be funny right
A
now.
date in the future, okay? That's what I can tell y'all. It's on
Anyways,
a date in the future.
anyways, you ain't gonna go there with me right now.
I feel
But
like Michelle Williams, they was asking about Destiny's Child and
oh,
Beyonce. Michelle's like, I don't know nothing, okay? I know as much as y'all know.
I was about to be petty for a moment because I love you. I'll be nice. I was gonna be petty with you. No, but where does Dwight see himself in the next year or two?
Ooh, I see myself working on another film project. Actually multiple.
Okay.
I see myself hosting a dating show that might be coming out soon.
Do you see
Um,
it like a popping up like the balloon type of thing, or do you see your own original
no, it
content?
won't be a pop in the balloon type of thing. It'll
Thank you,
be something
Jesus.
different.
Thank you,
I
Jesus,
also
because I'm
see,
seeing that a little too much from everybody.
right, it won't be pop in the balloon, but I see me hosting a dating show. I see me working on some other productions. I see myself releasing two books.
Well, you already have
um,
released two books already, but you know what I
yeah, and I
mean.
see myself releasing two more books. Yeah,
hmm
yeah, and I see me being happy.
Okay.
I see me being happy. I'm very content, happy in life right now. So,
Okay. I was gonna ask you, are you happy right now? But you already answered the question already.
oh,
But
I'm so happy. I'm filled with love. My career is literally, it was a dream come true to be able to be a part of this Noah's Ark movie. Like y'all
hmm
don't understand. Like Noah's Ark is the reason why I became a filmmaker, and to
no,
have the
but it's good to
opportunity to
know
be a part
that.
of this reboot,
Uh
and to really take the brand to the next level and work
huh.
on that
hmm
is just and everyone was just so professional. Like Patrick is just amazing. I learned so much from him as a writer, as a
hmm
director, as a leader.
hmm
Patrick empowered me in so many different ways. He put me in the
hmm
driver's seat on so many decisions that I honestly would never have imagined to even do, especially
Okay.
with a major network. And
That's
then the
good.
cast, like everyone was just so professional, so kind,
hmm
and so willing to see that this works. Like all of those actors show up for the fans. They
That's
show
good
up
to
for
know.
the fans, and everything they do, they're like, are the fans gonna like this? Is this gonna make sense for the fans? Like, it's just it was amazing to watch. Just amazing to watch. So yeah.
I'm glad to know that. I'm glad to hear that. That makes me, that actually warms my heart out to hear that because sometimes, like you said, you being behind the scenes, sometimes you see everything. Like you said, the actors, how they really are, but you saying that really warms my heart.
Yeah.
Now,
Daryl literally saved things from when they filmed back in the day. I'm getting goosebumps as I say this.
no, it's okay.
And I don't know if you realize, but the scene where he brings, dang, when he shows up at Ricky's house unannounced,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
shirt
yeah,
that
yeah.
he's
Uh-huh.
wearing was actually a shirt that he wore during the
Mm-hmm.
series. And Daryl saved that. And he was like, I want to wear this for an Easter egg moment for the fans.
Oh,
I want them to,
wow.
and we incorporate it into his wardrobe. And just, and
Interesting.
then like Rodney was so adamant about ensuring that real drag queens that work in nightlife were a part of every club scene.
I
And
did notice
Rodney
that.
actually went out of his way to make sure that we had cast members that reflected the Black queer nightlife. Like they all went above and beyond to really ensure that the fans were happy with what was being created. And that's amazing. So amazing.
Awesome. Now we about to get to
Hi,
the
sister.
we about to get to the closing part right now. This interview because this interview's been really great,
Yes, and I'm hungry.
and we know you're hungry already. But anyway, what are closing statements that you want to make to the fans who are watching this right now?
Ooh, closing statement I want to make to the fans that are watching right now. Create your greatness and remember to stay inspired.
Okay,
And also trust the process. Ooh, trust the process because I want to shout out my sister real quick while she's in the
go
comments.
ahead, go ahead. You got the floor. Don't worry,
The
you good.
first day I was on set for Noah's Ark, I'll never forget. Like, no shade to Patrick, but I didn't know, like, he didn't tell me that it was going to be a $10 million budget. I thought we was doing
Oh,
I thought we were doing an indie thing. Not gonna lie. I
that's
was
what
like,
I
oh,
thought it
okay.
was the whole time.
I thought it was gonna be scaled. I did. He didn't set me up for success. So when I got out of the car and I walked onto set, I was like, wait, we are at like one of the largest film studios in Georgia.
Oh wow.
And I got imposter syndrome. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I got so nervous. And my sister in the comments, Aweka, I called her and I panicked. I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I can't do this. And she was like, go in the bathroom. And I remember finding a bathroom. She told me, look in the mirror and repeat after me. I'm that bitch. And I was like, I'm that bitch. She was like, no, say it like you mean it. I'm that bitch. And I was
Bitch.
like, I'm
Okay.
that bitch. She was like, no, say it like you mean it. I was like, I'm that
I'm that
bitch.
bitch.
And period. That's where that came from early and I said in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave me what I needed. And I left out that bathroom and I walked into Patrick's office and I'm like, Dwight Allen O'Neal here reporting for work. What can I do? Because I really had imposter syndrome. And I honestly thought I was ready in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, oh, I can do this. I wasn't ready. It was so much more I needed to learn. I needed to work on smaller productions. I needed to be in the driver's seat of Christopher Street wearing multiple hats. I needed
Mm-hmm.
to work with Nova Nova's productions in
Mm-hmm.
creating the films. I need to work on being Black in porn. I need to do all those things so that I was ready to work on Noah's Ark because there was no one there that was going to teach me how to drive. Patrick needed someone that was ready to go because he
Okay.
literally put me in a driver's seat to really help do so many different things. And I thank him for that. And I thank my sister for that because I had imposter syndrome. When I saw like that this was like a big budget,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, like,
I was.
can
I'm
I
gonna
do
tell you straight
this?
up. Let me tell you straight up. I was
And I
very
did
happy
it.
for you. I was very happy for you. Now, Patrick in public, if you're watching this, you did a great job putting my boy in. With producing and everything. Because I was so proud of you when I found that out. I was like, oh my gosh, my boy's part of it. And I'm gonna tell you straight up. I was like bragging. I
And
was
a
like
lot
so
of
crazy.
people were. And I want to thank you and so many others. Like, so many people reached out to congratulate me and were happy. Like, someone was like, you're on Wikipedia now. Do you know, like, and sent me the screenshot. And I'm like, oh, am I? I didn't even know that. Like, so many people that have been riding with me from Christopher Street and,
Mm-hmm.
and dating Dwight, the circle, like, really have been
Uh-huh.
so encouraging and inspiring and a champion in this. And I
Mm-hmm.
thank you all that have done that for me. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. No problem. We love you, period. You're
But I want to
loving
give my
this
sister
really
and
quick.
happy birthday to
Oh,
her. It's her
Patrick getting
birthday. Her
focused on
well, her
here.
birthday was
Patrick getting
yesterday,
focused on
2 days
in the
ago.
comments right now.
So,
Patrick is on here right now, so you
oh,
might as
is
well
he?
say it just say he's on here right now.
Oh, Patrick! Hi. But
Patrick,
yes,
we love
Patrick
you. We
really
just
did.
literally talked
Like,
about you just a couple seconds ago when you got
I
on
thank
here.
him. I thank him so much because he
He's
really did
amazing at what he
allow me
does. But
to
Patrick getting
shine,
focused.
and he's been. I've learned so much.
Patrick getting focused. You saw in this comments. Hit your boy up. I would love to be on something. I'm just saying. I know I got my other boy down here, but if you need me on something or to report something, hit your boy up. I'm just saying. I'm just putting my personal plug in. But we have to really thank you very much, Dwight. Now, if people want to keep up with you, where can they keep up with you social media wise?
Well, I'm O'Neal Appeal on everything. My website's o'nealappeal.com. On all social media, O'Neal Appeal. That's something I learned early.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing. Before it was a big thing. Like I've had O'Neal Appeal since I was
Mm-hmm.
in 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you want to find me, it's O'Neal Appeal.
No,
But
that's
thank you for
good.
having me on the show. I'm so
You are
proud of
so.
you.
Thank
Keep doing what
you.
you're doing
Thank
and keep
you.
shining because you are inspiring so many other people. And the more of us that create our own platforms and things, it's creating more opportunities for other people to
Mm-hmm.
see themselves.
I'm
It's
glad to
so
hear
not fair. And
that.
I love when Patrick says this, when people are like, oh, I don't like Noah's art because, I can't really relate to it. Well, create your own. Like, I can only
Exactly.
tell the story that I can tell. And when
Mm-hmm.
he says that, he puts it so beautifully because when people come hate, like, well, everybody's seeing so femme on it, or they're also this, like, create your own work. So the more of us that create
Exactly.
our own work, we're able to impact and inspire so many other people. So
True.
keep doing your thing.
Thank you. If you want to keep up with your boy right here, I'm on, like I said, I'm on the platforms at KTookes85. And you hit your boy up. I'll give y'all my information. And this will be on YouTube also, so all of Dwight Allen O'Neal's fans, you
Oh
guys
Lord,
can
me and
keep
all
up with
my
him.
cursing on YouTube. Ooh.
No, you look great, period, darling. In the words how to Mariah say darling. Darling, these people. But darling, you look great. Patrick and Polk, I know you're in the comments. Hit me up on the DMs if you want to talk to me. I know you hit my boy up. You hit me. But at the same time, everybody else, follow me, subscribe to my channel on YouTube. This ain't gonna be the last time you see me, because you're gonna see some more people on my platform and my show, the K2 Spot. So just know that if you ever seen the stuff I've done before, keep up with the stuff I've done before, but see the new stuff I'm coming out with soon. Just be prepared. Your boy is gonna come back out with some great stuff. So, Dwight, anything else you want to talk about or close off with?
Nope. Just trust the process, stay inspired, create your greatness. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.
Bye, y'all.